during his tenure in the Viceroy's Council. So my topic, the heading of my topic is India's forgotten water hero, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's contribution to water management in India. So when he was a member of the Viceroy's Executive Council, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar focused on various water policies, like he focused on water resource and economic development. He focused on irrigation planning in India. He made various constitutional provisions. He also focused on developing hydroelectric power and industrial development in India. And lastly, he also focused on economics and policy making. So there were many key projects in which he gave a very much he focused. So one of the key projects that Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar worked on is the Damodar Valley project. You know that the Damodar Valley is the first multi-purpose river valley project in India. So what is the meaning of multi-purpose? Multi-purpose means the water that we stop in the dams can be used for various purposes. It can be used for irrigation, it can be used for transportation, and it can be used to produce hydroelectricity. So this Damodar Valley project was aimed to use water for irrigation, for flood control and hydroelectric power generation. And this Damodar Valley project is based on the Damodar River in West Bengal. And this Damodar Valley is called the Bengal sorrow. Means because of this river there is huge floods. So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar focused on constructing the Damodar Valley project. So second project was the Hirakud multipurpose project. So this project is based on Mahanadi river in Sambalpur, Odisha. And this is the longest dam in India. So from these two projects we can see that he was not only the economist that as we propagate him, but he was the technocrat also. His thinking was like an engineer. Because without having the knowledge of this kind of a project, you cannot, as a civil engineer, I know that without knowledge, you cannot build such a huge project. But because of Babasaheb's, these projects were possible in India. Because these were the first projects in India built during the British rule. The third project was Bhakra Nangal project. So this is the India's biggest multipurpose river valley project. And it is the highest gravity dam in India. So what do you mean by highest gravity? It means that the water that falls across the dam, it will fall from the highest height. Means the altitude, it is the highest altitude. So this was the Bhakra Nangal project that he built. There was another project which was built during his tenure was Son Valley project. So these were the only major projects that are there in the written documents. So we might know that we don't know that there might be another projects also that were built during his tenure. So in addition to that, he made various legislative contributions. So during his tenureship, he focused on, he formulated the Central Water Irrigation and Navigation Commission. So, and today it is called the Central Water Commission. So it is the biggest commission in India which looks after the water management in India. Second was the Central Technical Power Board. This is also called the Central Electricity Authority. So this commission or this authority built the electricity power grids in India. So the electricity that we get in our home is through this kind of a technical power boards. He also gave contribution to the formation of River Valley Authority River Valley Authority or River Valley Corporation. So because of, we can see that because of this, today we can get power, we can get water, and we can get water for drinking, for irrigation. So we can see that Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he was so visionary, and he was so learned, and who is having that knowledge in every field, like from economics, philosophy, and engineering, like he is a civil engineer. So because without civil engineering knowledge, you cannot build such kind of a big projects. So what were the fundamental principles of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar's water policy? So the first principle was, he considered water as a common resource. As we know that during the Chaudhar Lake Satyagraha, he allowed us to drink water from the Chaudhar Lake. So he told that water is a common resource. So it is not related to any caste, or it is not related to any religion. So it is a common source, and everybody should have an equal right to access that water. He also focused on the importance of water conservation. As we know that in India we have the monsoon season. So we get water during the 3 months only. So if we do not conserve this water, there will be a huge drought or a huge deficit of water in India. So he focused on the water conservation. So from this knowledge only, he focused on building the Hirakud and those kind of dams. He also focused on the irrigation. So why irrigation is necessary? Because in some parts of India, we have huge rainfall. Because of that, those regions get flooded. But at the same time, like in Vidarbha, we have droughts during the summer, or for many times in the whole year. So he told that the water-rich region of India should transport that water to the water drought area for the irrigation. Because if we do not have the water in the drought areas, then we cannot grow the crops. So his main focus was on the irrigation. The fourth principle was the involvement of local communities. So he told that the local communities, like during that time there were various communities based on the caste, or based on the religions, or based on the beliefs and tradition. So he thought that all these communities should come together for formulating this kind of a water policy. Because as we know that during that time there was a caste hierarchy, and if higher caste use all the water, then the lower caste will not get any water. So there will be inequality in the society. So because of that, he thought that let's bring all the communities together to form this water policy. He also focused on the multi-purpose use of water. As I told you, that the Hirakud is the first multi-purpose project. So by doing such kind of a project, by using the water for multi-purpose purposes, we can save water, and at the same time we can earn money. For example, like in Netherlands, we have various canals, and there is a canal transport. So he focused that we should also have the water transport in India. Like we have in India road transport, railway transport, air transport, but he focused on water transport. Because there are many perennial rivers like Ganga which flows through all the seasons. So there is, so we can use that water for transporting the goods from north to the south of India and across the nation. And because of multi-purpose use, like the government can earn money, like by producing the electricity we can earn money. Government also can earn money. So he also focused on multi-purpose use of water while formulating the water policy. So he also focused, when he was a member of the Viceroy's community, he gave some provision, because we know that he was so visionary that he made provision for the generations to come. So he gave he made some provisions, legislative provisions during his tenure. Like, he focused on interstate, so the provision which were given was the first Interstate Water Disputes Act 1956. So this act states or works that this act says that it resolves the disputes related to water sharing of interstate rivers and river valleys. As we know that there are many states in India that fight to have a share of the water, because in our constitution or in Indian constitution it is written that water can be used by anyone. So like here on the left hand side you can see there are many interstate river disputes across the various states like Punjab, Haryana on a river and bias. In Maharashtra we have a dispute between on a Krishna river, like between the Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. So he made provisions to form the Interstate Water Disputes Act 1956. He also made provisions to form River Boards Act 1956. So this act is based on collaborative management and development of water. Means if Maharashtra is getting, if river is flowing through Maharashtra and Karnataka, and if the Maharashtra just stores or stops the water in the Maharashtra region, then the other state like Karnataka or the Goa or other states will not get water. So he thought that we should work collaboratively to manage these kind of rivers in India and develop these rivers for using in a multi-purpose use. So from this we can say that
Beta, finger, no.
it is our fault that we projected Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar as an economist or the Dalit leader. But he was not the Dalit leader, but he was the water hero. And we should focus more as a water management student or as a civil engineer. I thought that it's my responsibility to present Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar as an water engineer or as a civil engineer or as a technocrat in front of you. So this was our fifth theme on which this program was planned. So I hope that whenever you talk with the other people, you will say that Babasaheb was not the economist or the Indian constitution or a jurist or a lawyer, but you should say that he was an engineer, he was a technocrat, and he was an water management, water engineer, like that. So I hope that my presentation, short presentation, will be helpful for you to propagate the idea of Babasaheb as a water hero in India and abroad. Thank you. Jai Bhim, Jai Guru.